Well, hi there. Welcome to another new Critical Nerds podcast. This will be a somewhat short campaign, somewhere roughly around 20 episodes, and for once we are straying from our normal roots of D&D to bring you a Viking-era Call of Cthulhu Dark Ages campaign. That's right, we're getting spooky and angry. It's going to be a fun mix of historically accurate places, people, and setting with some fun Cthulhu-based horror tossed in. Also, be patient as we are all learning how to play Call of Cthulhu, so there might be a lot of rule checking till we get the hang of it. We will probably butcher some of the historical names, so I do apologize for that too. And since it's horror based, we do have a content warning. This podcast contains themes of horror, cosmic horror, psychological distress, violence, death, body horror, and supernatural elements inspired by Norse mythology and Lovecraftian fiction. The story includes depictions of isolation, environmental hardship, cult activity, and the gradual loss of sanity. Some scenes may involve descriptions of injury, blood, drowning, and unsettling transformations. Our tale also takes place when Christianity is starting to spread worldwide, and we will come into situations that are, although historically accurate, may not be for everyone. Listener discretion is advised. This podcast is intended for mature audiences. So sit back, relax, turn the lights off, and enjoy the saga of Blood and Storm. Okay. Well, this is going to be a fun journey with Call of Cthulhu for once. All right, our story starts in the early July 985, where one Erik Thorvald's son, called Erik the Red, was a man too fierce for Iceland. After a chain of blood feuds and killings, the Althing declared him outlaw for 3 years. Banished from all Icelandic lands, Erik sailed west into waters dared few to go to. There, beyond fog and ice, he found a vast, harsh shore. He called it Greenland, not as truth, but as promise. When his exile ended, Erik returned to Iceland not in shame, but in defiance. He spoke of good pasture, wide fjords, and a land untouched by law or king. He gathered ships, followers, and most importantly, his family. A man does not claim a new land alone. Blood must root it. What Erik did not speak of were the sounds beneath the ice, the way the land seemed to breathe, or how some shores looked less like earth and more like something waiting. So Erik the Red called his kin together, loaded them aboard, set sail west once more to find a home, to escape judgment, and live a quiet life. But a Viking's life is never quiet, nor does escaping judgment come without a price. We're also going to do something a little quick here. I want all of you to tell us just a quick little story of how you came aboard this ship. Let us start with our brother and sister.
As children, right?
Yes.
Okay. I think what I'm landing with is Genya and Bjorn are orphans, and basically were running. They didn't want to end up in an orphanage or like a home. It's not safe for orphan children to be running around. They were like begging, so they snuck onto a ship, not knowing where it's going, not really caring where it's going. They just wanted to get somewhere safe and find food. So got on the ship and hid, hoping that if they get found once they're out of the water, it's not going to matter because they're already there. And it's basically just supposed to be a safe haven.
Sure. Frank, how did you find yourself aboard a ship heading to Greenland?
Okay, so this is the 17 years ago bit, is it?
Correct, sir. You're 33 years old.
Yep. So he started out he started out being, although they didn't really have pirates back in those days, he started out doing a bit of sort of pirate style work, but he was never very good at fighting. And so when he cut a few people's hair just as they went, they just decided that he was going to be the ship hairdresser. And so he got invited on this ship only as a hairdresser, not yet as a surgeon, because that will come in the intervening 17 years. So his job in this time is to cut people's hair and to constantly check the boat for stowaways.
Perfect.
Oh no.
Stowaways, he probably just assumed were kids and not realize they were stowaways because they were quite young. Let's move on to Aronson. Bjorn, how did you find yourself aboard one of these vessels?
Aronson's definitely following his then what do you call it? Mentor. He's like getting to the end of his apprenticeship.
Mhm.
And his mentor decided, some good money to be made, probably. So they've what's the term? They're heading off for new prospects. And being the not quite graduate apprentice, Bjorn's got to follow.
Perfect. And last but not least, Skelli. I don't need a lot from you because of your backstory, but just something small. I don't want you to
Okay.
give away a lot.
Yeah. Just, I'd say her family knew Erik and his family, and that she was just decided she wanted to travel with them, basically.
Perfect. I like that. All right. Perfect. I'm going to add some music here to add a little bit of fun for us because I can. All right. So, we find ourselves aboard the Isika. Means Ice Widow. On the 9th day of our journey with no land in sight. Only the crashing waves, the salt sea air, and a thunderstorm brewing. As the waves get higher and higher, the sky darkens all around you. The sea sage Idas gathers all the children and the young around to help at the oars, to help at her side. She is the ship's wise woman, a weathered old Icelandic Viking in her mid-60s. You see her motion towards Thora Bone Reader, a storyteller of sacred lore. She likes to entertain the children and families during long voyages. She recites sagas, riddles, and lullabies. She also settles quarrels with stories that tell lessons. She's a gray-bearded hair with bone beats. She speaks slowly, almost hypnotically. You see her motion over to one of her helpers, Tyker. He starts securing all of you for the oncoming storm. As you all are tied in, give me just standard listen rolls. Even though you're younger, just use your normal character sheet.
I got a 48 under 60.
Okay.
I got an 83 over 40.
Okay.
No. Great.
Ooh. Listen. Where is it?
I I got a regular success.
Okay.
And so did I.
Okay.
I got a 17 under 25.
Perfect.
That's a fail from me. It's 57 over 25.
Okay. All right. So our engineer and Genya fail. Perfect. Okay. Over the lots of ships, the lots of oars, the people starting to yell, get ready for the oncoming storm. You also hear the drum of the Vikings pick up, and someone starts to sing in the background. As that happens, you hear a story to try and calm the nerves of all the children. This is from Thora. Gather round and listen to a tale of the ages. It was on a stormy day like this that I learned this from my mother, and she learned it from hers. This is the tale of the Voluspa. This is an actual Viking poem. In the beginning, before the world, there is no land, no sea, no sky. Only Jinnungagap, the yawning void. No gods rule it. Nothing lives. Nothing dies. This matters deeply. The gods are not eternal. They came later. Creation through violence. The first living being is Ymir, a primordial giant. The gods, of course, kill him. From his body, they make the world. Its flesh become the earth. Its blood became the seas. Its bones become the mountains. And its skull became the sky. This is not a gentle creation. The world is made from a corpse. The gods then build their halls. They play their games. They have no need of gold. But then something breaks. 3 giant women arrive, and greed enters the world. Gold becomes important. Oaths begin to fail. This is the first corruption. Loki's children. Fenrir, the wolf. Jormungandr, the world serpent. And Hel, the queen of the dead. The gods try to control fate. They bind the wolf. They cast the serpent into the sea. They imprison Hel. But fate cannot be avoided. Only delayed. Odin knows this. He sacrifices his eye, his comfort, his peace, for knowledge that will not save him. Before Ragnarok comes, brothers kill brothers. Oaths mean nothing. Hospitality fails, and winter lasts too long. This is the Fimble winter, 3 winters with no summer. The end starts with people, not gods. Ragnarok, she smashes the ground. The sun goes black, stars fall. The earth shakes, the sea floods the land. And then the battles. Odin is devoured by Fenrir. Thor kills the world serpent and dies from its poison. Loki and Heimdall kill each other. Freyr dies because he gave away his sword. The gods die knowing this would happen. Greatness is facing fate without flinching. The world burns. Fire consumes everything. Even the gods are gone. Then there is silence again. Almost like a beginning. The earth rises again from the sea, green and fertile. A few gods return. Humans survive and repopulate the world. A hall stands brighter than the sun. Justice returns. The cycle continues. The world is not saved. It is renewed. Thus is the story of the Voluspa, spoken by a powerful seer many years ago. Now, it is yours to share. But what does it mean? What do you think it means? We'll start with the twins. I should say brother and sister, you're not twins. Or orphans, that's what I meant. I meant the orphans. Sorry.
They could still be twins, unidentical twins.
Yeah, a few
I
years
think
apart.
Jenya's older.
Mhm.
Yeah, but we're hiding. Did we hear this?
Yes, you eventually, after 9 days, would have been found. Absolutely, it's a small boat.
Okay, cool. We didn't get tossed overboard or anything. Good, okay.
Nope. 2 extra mouths to feed. That's about it. What do you think the poem means?
That is a good question.
If you want, I will take religion rolls.
Bjorn, what's your intelligence? Because mine's not great.
Well, one of you is also 3 years old, so I don't expect a lot.
Okay, fair. Yeah, we're children.
Oh, let's
I
see.
think it means don't trust the gods and pass the warning on to other people.
That's a pretty good roll, Abe.
Well, that is my religion. So
That's a regular success for you.
Regular, yep.
What do you think a 3-year-old with a regular success would understand about that poem?
Yeah, I failed.
That's okay.
He probably really wouldn't understand it much at all.
Yeah.
He's probably still in the state, that his mindset he just wants to be with the sister. He ran away, and now, so he probably isn't thinking much at all.
Okay. Well, with a regular success, even though you're 3 years old, you've probably heard it a few times from your sister. Courage matters more than survival to a Viking. Chin up, back straight. Now let's go with Skelli. You'd be on the ship too. I'm going to have you all on the same ship. You would have definitely heard it at your age. You wouldn't have been doing much else.
Roll religion.
If you want, or just tell me what you think.
Okay. Well, I rolled a 28 under 55.
Ooh, okay.
She thinks that it means those gods are demons, and that there's a true God out there that wouldn't do that to the world.
Perfect. The other 2 of you are currently busy. You probably have heard this story a few times. What it mostly means is the world eventually will end. Even the gods cannot escape their fate. Knowledge does not grant safety. Honor is walking forward anyway. It's basically a poem for how the lifestyle of Vikings are. Vikings have no fear. This is why Vikings can sail into ice, storms, unknown seas. They've already believed. The end is certain. What matters is how you meet it. Thus is the story of the Voluspa.
Nailed it.
Pretty much. All right. Can I have a spot hidden from Frank and Aronson, please? Because you'd be helping on the ship.
That's got to be a
Hidden.
super duper grouper blooper success. I got a 10 out of 85.
Okay, you got a...
What
okay,
what is
extreme
spot
success.
hidden?
The spot hidden is pretty much
Perception.
perception. Like, there's spot
Right.
hidden and listen. Perception's kind of both.
Cool.
This is to
Well,
look
that's
out in the middle of a storm and see the unseen. That's a 97. Okay.
Yeah, no.
Okay. Which works. All right. Frank, you've been around a little. You don't remember seeing a lot of weird things, though. But you're one of the first to see a rogue wave headed your way. What would you like to do?
Well, it is the issue. Everyone struggles to understand Frank because they're all, Norwegian and Swedish. He is Scottish and has a particularly ridiculous Scottish accent. So in his accent, he's going to say, "Oh, look ahead, there's a big wave. You can't come and we're going to steer against it or we're going to be crashing and dying for sure."
Ian? Frank? What? You hear
Look at the big wave over there, you daft bastard.
Captain Sigrid kind of sees where you are pointing, and you all see a great wave hits these ships in front of you, but thankfully, with the quick warning of Frank, we steer into the wave. You then hear her yell for Bjorn and Zeppa. Bjorn, Mr. Aronson, you see that in the process of turning quick in the middle of the ocean, the main sail is in the middle of collapsing. Can I please have you try and fix it with a repair roll? As the captain
Yes.
yells for you to do your job.
That's a 40 against my 70. Or 44
Okay.
against my 70.
Okay. Normal success. Perfect.
Normal success.
Excellent. How would you like to repair what looks to be a mast that is pretty much just like the cotter pins are pretty much just starting to come out from, they're extremely taut. Describe how you fix it.
You just told me something and I do not know the word for. What pins?
They're pretty much like cotter pins that go in. So the mainsail is up. It is clamped by like a metal ring. Most of these, because they're smaller vessels, you can take them down. So they have cotter pins holding the actual mast up. Most of them look like they're in the middle of snapping or being pulled out. They're basically nails with a hook on the end.
Seeing it snapping. What do you have around? Probably a bit of an oar.
You'd have extra sails, you'd have an oar, you'd probably have like basic tools at nearby. There'd be a few extra pieces of equipment, but
yes, seeing it snap, as it begins to snap, you just sort of push it out with one end of an oar, so the oar temporarily holds it. While he digs out a replacement.
Okay, perfect. While you're doing that, Frank, you hear what you know to sound like something crack. And when a wave hits the side of the boat, you hear the captain yell for you to check on Runa Broadback, one of the oarsmen. Looks like something's gone wrong. Can I please have you roll me a medicine roll. Nope, first aid first.
Well, that's a 20 out of 90. These good rolls are going to end soon.
So that is another hard success or extreme for you?
Extreme.
Extreme success.
Actually, no, not quite. I needed 18 for extreme.
Okay. Hard success. This person's knee is shattered from smashing it into the bottom of the boat. Now can I have a medicine roll to see if you have the ability to quickly... Actually, sorry. I think it would have been medicine first and now... Nope, first aid, then medicine. So a medicine roll to see if you know
they're the
what
same
you have
number.
available. Are they? Okay,
They're the
that's
same number,
works.
and that is another hard success. I needed 45, and I got 45.
Perfect. With quick ease, you know what needs to be done. But you're on a ship, and it is going quick. Waves are getting bigger and bigger. Tell me, because you got 2 successes in a row, how you fix this without going over or falling over.
Well, I mean, I'm assuming I can't fix it that quickly. It's just not magic. All I could do would be to splint it. So, as in, yes, I can only splint it.
Okay. Give me one more first aid roll to see how well you split it.
Okay, another hard success. 35 out of 90.
Another perfect.
It's going to be hard to fail that.
3 in a row. Perfect. All right. So while you guys are all getting a lovely story, this ship is starting to take a shit kicking. You then all hear a horn sound from the lead ship, Erikson Harfin's Doom. The horn is then sounded again, and again, and again. You hear Captain Sigurth swear, "Ugh, by Odin's beard, hard to port, you miserable goat bags." Can I have another spot hidden from everybody who's now probably paying attention? Except our 3-year-old. You're probably hunkered down and being held by your sister.
82 out of 85. A very slight success.
Okay.
52 out of 60.
Okay.
25 out of 25. No.
Okay. All right. So anyone get the extreme success? Or hard success, sorry. Okay. Normals. You still see something coming your way. Another rogue wave, this one 80 feet high, is heading our way. Did anyone get a hard success on their last roll?
Nope, just regular.
Okay. Well, as you guys get closer and closer, you start to hear the sounds of sailors swearing, captains shouting, and a lot of people are starting to pull for weapons. In the wave, with a crack of lightning, you see a face with tentacles sprouting from its head. Spears rise up from the warrior ships and loose into the wave, and a loud groan can be heard. Another spot hidden, please.
There's the hard success you wanted. I got a 20.
Thank you.
No.
Okay.
Oh, zero. I got a good. Oh, yeah. Oh, wait. Am I on? Yes. I rolled a 3
Oh, shit.
out of 60, so I got a critical success.
Critical's a 1, so you still get extreme success. Perfect. Yeah. 2 extreme successes. As you all look at what the hell is coming your way, you definitely do see a face in the wave. It's big, it's loud, and you hear like a loud keening sound, and like the hair on your arms and your hair just starts to stand on end. From under your ship, you feel a very large bump, like something hitting the bottom, and you see a large dorsal fin, but this one is heading towards the wave. As Harfin's Doom starts to crest the wave, you see a massive dolphin jump out of the ocean right into the face of the wave. Light gathers in the sky and a lightning bolt comes down, crashing, slicing the wave in half. Shouts from all sides are heard around you as everyone holds on. The Icica sails through the now broken wave with ease, and the captain shouts to get everybody back on course. Except for our 3-year-old, can I have sanity rolls from everybody, please?
You still have to if you didn't see it.
If you didn't, this part, yes.
Well, may I posit that I think Bjorn would be so scared and seeing all this happen that he may need to roll 1 too, even though he's not
doing that.
Because that's what I technically what I rolled right there, that 46.
Okay.
My sanity is 45, so I was 1 above.
Oh no!
Wow, I was
You can
close. I
burn
got
luck.
7 under 80.
7 under 80. Okay. Sorry, you can't burn luck for sanity rolls. Never mind.
Wait,
Perfect.
should our sanity have been filled in? That's a point of my sheet I do not have filled in.
Okay, whatever your power is, I believe is your sanity.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I got a 27 under 75.
Okay. All right. Anyone who got an extreme success, you do not lose any sanity. Anyone who got a hard success only loses 1 sanity. Anyone who got a normal success loses 2. Anyone who failed loses 3.
Rude. That's not how it's supposed to work. I don't like you any. Okay,
I have a
This is-
question.
2 of these.
We're going to have 17 years ahead after this, so this is just for the moment.
I have a question about sanity.
Yes.
So
Yep.
the number that's like all the way to the left, right beside the word sanity, is what we have to roll under, right?
Yeah.
And then
Yes.
the other number that means you're insane, does that like, am I subtracting the 3 from the big number, or is it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, then when
If
it
you
gets
reach-
red, that's when you.
This is technically
Yeah,
for the moment. This is just when we do our 17-year skip, you're going to get back to what you currently have.
Okay. But
Yeah.
when I
The number-
subtract that, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say the number all the way to the right is like permanent insanity.
Yes.
Okay.
Eventually, yeah. If you lose too much
So-
sanity, you do go insane.
So I lose 2 right now. So on future rolls, do I need to? Am I still hitting?
You're still.
Well-
That's okay.
Wait,
This is
but
just
then-
for this. But
No, I know. It's something that I need to know. Like
And then
my
you would subtract it from
sanity is
your current.
80. So if I lose 2, does that mean I have to roll 78 next
78.
time? No.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
yep.
Thank you.
No problem. Yeah, sanity's a little harder to get back. We'll go over at the beginning of each session what happens for sanity and luck rolls. Yeah, I know I'm not doing sanity right, Mario, but this is just for this moment.
No arguments. I was just grumping.
I know, you're good at that. As this all happens, I want you all to describe to me your feelings of what you just saw or think you didn't see. Let's start with our orphans.
Well, I think Bjorn would just be scared shitless trying to cuddle up against her, his sister,
Yeah.
trying to avoid everything that's going on right now. So I don't really think he noticed what happened on the other side of the boat in the water. He was more concentrating on, just trying to hold on and not lose any more sanity than he already has.
Okay, perfect. You're gonna get a mothering hand from Idis as she sees little You're not the youngest here. There's quite a few that are quite younger, and there's probably still at least like 15 kids on this ship. The ship is built for children. She just looks at you and gives you the stern words that she gives most children. The gods do not care for your tears, but I do. She grabs your other hand.
I
And
think,
I think
Genya is more afraid of something happening to Bjorn than whatever's out in the water. Like seeing something big in a wave that we can't control is terrifying, but this was supposed to be a safe haven for them, and she's trying to protect him. So, yeah, she's starting to realize this world is bigger and scarier, and I can't control it, and we just gotta stay safe.
and I think also Bjorn would have that look like, yeah, this was supposed to be better than where we were, and so far it has turned to shit.
Joys the water. Perfect. All right. Now let's have our other Bjorn. Holding on for dear life, trying to fix a mast when you don't want to be where you currently are. What are you thinking of right now?
Well, beyond, if my rolls are anything to go by, he didn't see the face.
No, right. I'm good with that.
He sees the hears the yelling when he's focused on his task, and he just about secures it, and he does not looked up yet, but he sees the flash of lightning, which for him is just enough to illuminate, and he sees the remains of the rogue wave, split in two, crashing down. And he is instilled with a fear, because this is an 80-foot wave.
Yep.
Towering above him.
Yep.
He gets a moment of like ships backwards, landing deeper into the boat. Understanding why everyone else was yelling so much, because fuck, that's a massive wave.
Yep. And Skelli.
I'm getting confused on what my name is because there was a Thora and I was like, Thora, what?
I know.
So, not goddamn. Skelly. Is just looking, just like wondering, like, what are the gods trying to do right now? Like, why are some of the gods trying to kill her and some of the gods are trying to save her? What, like, she's very confused about, like, she saw the bad and she saw the good, and like, why is this happening, basically? It's what she's trying to figure out.
Last but not least, Frank. As you fix this oarsman's knee, and all this shit happens around you.
I think he is more getting freaked out by trying to help somebody, because he passed his sanity, so I feel like his reaction is more just everything that's happening around him rather than anything he's seen. It's like, stand still, you daft bastard, I'm trying to fix your leg and I'm not exactly an expert at this, so just hold still. Someone keep the fucking boat going in the right direction. What's going on here? And he's just kind of freaking out generally.
Perfect. You're not the only one, don't worry. Alright. As the waves slowly start to die, almost immediately, you start to see the clouds part, and the storm miraculously almost vanishes. And you find yourself just back on the open ocean. The drums have picked back up. Can I now have listen rolls from everybody, please?
I got
Yep, that
a
is it.
32 under 60.
I got a 26 over 25.
Okay.
You know what? I'm going to spend 2 luck points to make that a regular success.
Sure.
I failed.
Extreme success.
Ooh.
84 over 25.
Okay. Those of you who got a normal success, you start to hear prayers being sent out by the crew to whatever god or goddess they worship. And then you start to hear the shouts and alarms as the sea calms, the storm fades. And you start to hear sounds from people go, where'd they go? People start yelling for family. People start yelling for friends. After it calms down, we're missing 11 ships.
Whoa.
Of the 25 that sailed, 11 are nowhere to be seen. Hard success and extreme success. As the drum beats loud from the very front, way off in the distance, is Harfin's Doom, Erik's ship. You just hear him scream, "Is that the best you got?" The extreme success people. The last thing you hear before we begin the rest of our story is the sound of a dolphin singing. And Idas thanking Poseidon for answering her prayers. Any questions or anything you guys want to discuss before we do our 17-year skip?
Oh, quick reminder: any skills we've used, tick them off.
Yes. Anything you got a success at, click on that. At the end, we will roll to see if you get any additional bonuses to that.
Only successes, or have you used it at all?
I think successes.
I believe it's even if you've used it, but
Is it
I
even
might
if
be
you used
wrong
it?
on that. I think so.
Click it off anyway. Yeah, I'm good with that.
Right, because I failed most of those.
That's okay. So is there anything you guys want to discuss with each other, or did you want to move on? There will be other stories from Idas along the way. Most part, none of you really need to do a lot of rowing, except for eventually, Frank, you're going to have to take time at the oar, same with Aronson. The rest of you are too young to oar. For the most part, you guys are spent scrubbing, helping, and just doing the day-to-day life on the ship, because you still have 3 weeks, less than 3 weeks, before we hit Greenland. But along the way, you're going to start to hear a lot of the sailors, and even the captain, start doubting that they saw anything in the wave, and it was just the weather. But there's still quite a few that have never seen something supernatural before. And a lot of them think it's Erik to blame.
A bad omen, etc.
Pretty much. So it's something that is stored in the back of people's heads as they start heading to what is supposed to be a new life. And mostly, for the next 17 years, it is. Okay. We now move on. We're not on the water anymore. We are now finally skipped a good 17 years to the year 1002 on Greenland, where we've been living since we landed. All of our players are grown up, and a few have lived longer than most thought they would have by now. We find ourselves in the eastern settlement known as Bret Talith. Translation, the steep slope. The chieftain is Erik the Red, and this village is the largest and most influential settlement. Also the most fertile. Today, there is something special happening, but let's first find out how the last 17 years have gone for our players, and introduce who they are. So, let's do it the simple way. Let's start with our orphans. And let's start with Whitney introducing yourself and your character.
Okay, my character is my character is Genya. She is a tall-ish for a female woman with long blonde hair, icy blue eyes, and braids. She's got fur around her neck, and a couple, I think I gave her a broadsword, sword across her back, some knives at her belt. In the last 17 years, she started working in the kitchens. She was accepted onto the crew of the ship to work in the kitchens, and got really good with knives, and saw some of the older men fighting and wanted to learn. So they noticed she was good with knives and started letting her play with bigger, sharper, heavier things. And now she can fight with the best of them. She has some anger issues from just life's been hard. She's seen a lot of stuff, and she likes to drink and fight. And she pretty much, the only person that she's really close to is Bjorn. She doesn't let a lot of people get close because she's lost a lot of people. So yeah, that's pretty much her only relationship.
Okay. Perfect. Bjorn, what have you been doing for 17 years after that extraordinary journey? Do you think you remembered it at 3 years old, or is it something that you shoved aside for later?
No, I think he remembers some of the emotion, but not actually what happened.
Mm-hmm.
He remembers being scared quite a bit, because I'm sure crossing the vast ocean was not a very easy task for a 3-year-old. But I think as he grew up, for the lack of a better phrase, under the shadow of Genya, he ended up, when he was younger, being like the powder monkey type for a lot of the ships. So being out on the ocean got easier as it went along.
Yep.
And he's kind of like, he sees how Genya acts, so he's more withdrawn. He's not the outgoing personality. His sister does plenty of that. He would rather spend a night around the fire telling stories than in the longhouse with than the pub, in drinking.
Yep.
So, but he looks very similar to Genya. He's got the blue eyes, blonde hair. He wears a darker leather armor to kind of like blend in with his surroundings more than stand out. He has taken to wielding a battle axe, the typical Viking
Yep.
weapon, because a lot of them have it. It figures, if I have one, I won't stand out as much as if I used a broadsword or something like that.
Cool. All right. Skelly. What's 17 years with these people been like for you? Anything fun happened for you?
Oh, did it? Sorry,
You're fine, dear. I can do something else if you need to.
no, you're good. I did.
Okay.
I'm not even going to explain what just happened.
That's okay, don't worry about it.
Okay, so Skelly, when they got to Greenland, became very close with Leif, Erik's son Leif, and a few years ago, Leif left Greenland to go back to Norway. On the way there, their ship got waylaid, and Leif met some woman, and Skelly got pissed, but they stayed. I forgot where they were.
Yeah, it's a weird village name.
Yeah.
You should find it.
The Thorgana is who they were.
Yeah.
Hebrides.
Hebrides.
Yeah,
Hebrides.
Hebrides.
Yep.
Whatever. The Hebrides.
Yep.
Just do it as American redneck as I can. The Hebrides.
The Hebrides.
Yeah. So no, I'm not going to channel Thora.
No.
And so we had to stay there for most of the summer. Then we we were trying to help King Olaf in Norway because people were trying to take over his rule or whatever.
Yep.
And so while we were there, we were converted to Christianity. So we gave up our pagan beliefs. We're converted to Christianity. On the way back, we were joined by Father Adam and a guy named the Boy. I guess it wasn't a guy; it was a kid, I would assume. He was 8. The boy was the squire to Father Adams, and Father Adam is a very tall, skinny black priest who is 7 feet tall. And so then while we're going over there, we also go and discover Newfoundland, Canada, and then we go back and we are now tasked with converting the Greenlandians with trying to convert them to Christianity. Sorry, my thoughts were not together on that. So
You're good, dear.
Did y'all get that? I don't know.
Basically,
Yeah, we did a lot of things. Basically, long story short, we're trying to convert everybody to Christianity after we left for a while.
Yeah, so basically, Leif and Skelly are good friends, and at some point in time, something happened with the King of Norway, and Leif was sent there to help. Along the way, he fell in love with a woman who gave birth to their son, but both of them stayed behind.
Yeah, I forgot that part.
That's okay. And when they came back, someone came with them to help Leif in anything he needed, pretty much. He is now the head priest of the church that Erik the Red's wife had built. And he has a boy with him as his squire, who's only called the boy because, according to Father Adam, he hasn't
Earned his Christian name.
earned his Christian name yet. Yes, thank you. Perfect. Thank you.
Yep.
Frank! What's the last 17 years been like for Frank?
Okay, so Frank spent, sorry, like about the first 2 years trying to stay steady at Greenland, but never really fit in. People started pushing him into medicine, and every time he made a mistake, he would end up getting punished. Usually, at one point, he lost his nose. He has no sense of smell. Someone chopped it off in punishment for him failing to heal their family member. And he ended up taking to the sea again and has spent about the last 15 years coming and going, only settling at Greenland as the main base, but still mostly being on the ocean. He never really has made any friends because too often they've just died. And he's actually just recently got back to Greenland again about a month. He's stayed there for about a month as he's between jobs.
Perfect. It's okay. Today you have a job. And it's called hair.
Okay.
And last but not least, Bjorn number 2, Mr. Aronson.
Right. Well, Bjorn, rightly so, was traumatized by the journey over. And he's taking one look at the sea and decided, no, not doing that again. Slightly more relevant is, it would seem that his mentor, his master, has worse footing than he had and had gone overboard on the journey over. And so he finds himself with most of the knowledge, just not quite enough. And so he's made do with what he has and started his own smithy.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, most of the tools made it. And he's mostly kept himself to himself, figuring out the rest of his apprenticeship, trial and error. Luckily, in forging, if you fail once, you can usually melt down your failures.
Usually. Perfect. All right.
So
Thank you.
most people who have needed something sharpening or needed to buy something, they'll have met him, but it's been a very short. You need something, come back in a week.
Yep, things take time. Especially when cold iron is scarce.
Yes. Considering his possession, job. He's short. He's unusually short.
Yeah. His occupation.
Occupation.
Yes. Perfect. Okay. Thank you. So after 17 years, we have our orphans are 28 and 20 years old. Our engineer is 38, Skelly's 29, and good old Frank is 50. He's not the oldest in the tribe, but he's maybe one day.
He's still an old fart.
He's still an old fart.
Was I supposed to say what my profession is or occupation?
Not for you, no.
Okay.
Yeah, you're the only one I think they're not going to learn for a while. All right. Well, today is Friday, April the 30th. And today, we're having a wedding. So, things that need to be done today are, well, depending on what you guys think you're doing for the day. So, on a normal day before a wedding, Frank, because you decided to show up, you've made an impression on the young bride and kind of the groom or the bride. Today we're doing the wedding of Bjorn Harfelsson and Therin Jornesdottir. And Therin wants you to do her hair for her. She also wants you to do Bjorn's, but that'll be later because he's going to be busy for part of the day.
And he's less simple.
He's simple. Give him something good. It's more the beard for him. So, where do you guys think you would be on a regular day when there's a wedding to plan and get ready for?
I think we know where Frank is anyway. He's probably doing a multi-hour hair job.
Yes. She definitely has like a little bit of family here with her. Most of them are wondering why a man is doing her hair. This is very, very strange. Definitely that you get the feeling that most of the women in here don't want you in here. But oddly, the bride does. They're like maybe in their early 20s, both of them. So let's start with our lovely orphans. On a day where there's a wedding, what do you think your normal day would be here? Because technically you don't really have jobs, per se, unless you want to be like part of a scouting. Would you be hunting? What are you doing?
I think since Genya kind of was brought up in the kitchens, that she would be helping either carry a bunch of food where it needs to go. She would start with that and then kind of migrate to beverages, making sure that there's enough ale and whatever the hard stuff is that people were drinking at the time, so that there's more than enough of that, because later it's going to be a party.
Perfect. Then would your brother be with you?
No, I think Bjorn would be out hunting the biggest game beast he can, to bring back to the it's like a present to the bride and groom.
Yes. So you would be out getting a sow, because that is part of the wedding ceremony today, and it's also going to be used for dinner. We're going to be having sow and a cow. Sow's for something special.
So now,
That's
brown
like the
cow.
ice skating thing. Sow cow? Triple sow cow?
Sow cow. We're going to sow cow. So, Genya, you will be alongside Asta. She's the head cook. She's pretty much like a farmer's mother. She knows how to do everything, and she's good at cooking large. There's going to be one specific hut for the cooking where everything is done. Most things here, like everybody, pretty much every day, everyone eats together. It's just so much simpler. Not many people do a lot of single meals. It's all together unless you're going somewhere. But if our Bjorn is out hunting, I want a just standard, give me a spot hidden for anything fun.
Ooh, nearly a hard success. That's a regular success.
A regular success with a spot
If
hidden.
it was 1 point lower, it would have been a hard success.
Perfect. During this journey, you are going to be close to the water. there's lots of other farms and whatnot, but there are a few things that are close here. But at some point, with a hard success, you see something massive floating down the water at some point. Doesn't look like you can get to it, but it's something rare at this time of year. Over here, anyway. You see the corpse of a polar bear in the water floating dead.
Can I tell how it died?
With that spot hidden, that's too far away. But it's big. You don't
Okay,
see really any blood. Because it's the ocean and the water would. But it's
How
rare to see one in the water this time of year. They'd be up far to the north.
how swift is the current? Would I be able to walk in and try to
No.
pull it towards the shore?
No, not at all.
No? Okay.
No, it's basically you're walking, getting ready to get the meal for the day, and you and the few people with you spot it. Everyone's pointing. They have no idea why it'd be floating in the water. There's not too many things here other than Vikings that would take down a polar bear, and you haven't seen one in years.
Okay.
More food for thought than anything.
Now, and I could tell it is dead, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just want to add
But
that to
this
my
would be like the size of a horse. This thing was big.
Probably perfectly good to eat. Be well preserved in that cold.
Highly possible.
Well, that's part of the reason why I asked if I could go get it.
Yeah. Skelli, what do you think you're doing on a day like today when you know that there's a pagan wedding going on? Where do you think you would find yourself today? And it's going to be done in the main hall by one of the you would know her to be, let me bring up my notes here. It's done by just trying to find her name. Askerth, the Hearthbinder. She's a Gothi of Frigg. She's the keeper of the old ways. She's in her late 50s. Broad-shouldered, strong hands. She's told she's built from fire and stone.
Well, I think Skelly is generally unimpressed by the thought of a wedding in general.
Mm-hmm.
But knowing that it's a pagan ceremony,
Yep.
she would be going in to the wedding hall or whatever,
Yep.
and trying to she might be she would have over the last couple weeks probably made a bunch of little crosses out of wood, and she'll be putting them throughout the hall and trying to sabotage any of the pagan ritual props or whatever, and putting drawing a picture of Jesus or something somewhere, but just trying to sabotage the ceremony.
I understand. First, give me a stealth roll, and then a sleight of hand.
All right. Stealth. Is this mine? No, that's yours.
Does it have your name on it?
Nope. Stealth is 58 under 65.
Okay, normal success. Good there.
And then, what am I doing now?
Sleight of hand.
Oh,
You can do this one with advantage.
Oh, okay. Well, I got
because of
an
your stealth
8.
roll.
I got an 8 under 60, so I got an extreme
Oh.
success.
Okay, never mind then. With ease, you have the narrative to do this. Just tell me how many and where. Is this going to be noticeable, or is it just something that someone was going to actually have to look for?
Yeah, I think it's going to be like a kind of Where's Waldo situation. But so are there like rows of chairs or like pews where people would be sitting, or
You can easily put a couple hundred people in here. So yeah, it's pretty
okay.
much just long tables, pews for the most part, because it's easy.
Yeah, she would hide them in strategic places, but and then kind of disguise them so that like she would get a like secret satisfaction from it, but also one thing she would do, like, I don't know really how pagan weddings go, but something that specifically was like needed, she would replace it with a cross, and that would be the only one that they would be able to see specifically. The other ones are just like, where's Waldo hidden around the place.
Okay, perfect. Traditionally, Vikings don't. There's sometimes usually not a big ceremony like this. This is coming about because basically 2 farms that lost people during the last winter because they are merging the 2 families together for 1 farm. So this is something monumentous because there's a lot of land involved, a lot of everything involved, so the 2 are combining into 1 family. That's why there's a big hubbub today. And also, one of them, pretty much Erik the Red owes a favor for, so he didn't really have a choice. Love that. Perfect. Pagan weddings themselves are, well, there's a lot of bloodshed, there's a lot of yelling, there's a lot of drinking, there's pretty much everything that, now that you're a Christian, not really what a Christian would want in life. And there's a little bit, there's still, we're about 50-50 for the religion here. For the most part, most people get along and they just let people do what they want. It's only when it's really voiced out loud where there's a problem. Erik the Red usually takes both of them, clouts them on top of the head, and tells them to shut up and go back to work. It's Christianity for Erik here is tolerated, but just barely. There was a lot of strife with him and Leif when he first learned that Leif is now a Christian, and also because he converted his mother. That did not go over well, and most people here would know that ever since Leif came home and his mother converted to Christianity, they haven't, Erik and his wife have not slept in the same room since. So there's a lot of people who think that their marriage has gone cold because of it, which is true. They still tolerate each other. They still love each other. But religion has, there's a gap there because of it. Perfect. So, on a day where there's a wedding, what do you think Mr. Aronson would be doing? In his forge. Traditionally, there's no, like, bands or anything. There's no rings or anything like that.
There's an exchanging of ancestral swords.
Yes.
And what he'd probably be doing, because I'm reading this now.
Yep.
The groom would present the keys of his house to the bride.
Yep.
So he would probably be, first thing in the morning, heating up the forge to make final touches to a spare set of keys.
Yes. There's also
Is-
one extra thing that the groom sometimes do, depending on family heritage and who's still alive. If he doesn't possess his father's sword, if his father was buried with his sword, he needs to go dig up his father's grave, grab the sword, and repair it, and give that also as a present.
Well, if Bjorn's been given the sword to repair, then a final polishing on that as well.
Perfect.
As soon as he's finished that, we're using the heat left in the forge, and he's spending the rest of the day until the ceremony washing or trying to wash.
Yes.
So the
Very
groom's
limited
father
success.
wasn't buried and burned at sea in the, what we think of as a traditional Viking funeral.
Apparently, depending on certain Vikings, depending on where you are, what at the time, not everybody got burned, and some got buried, and some, especially Christians, definitely were buried and were not burned. So, at some point, I would like you. What would yours be? Is it a repair roll?
If you want, I've got under art and craft. I have blacksmithing
Arts and
as
crafts.
my craft.
Blacksmith. Oh, there's the arts and crafts. Thank you. My sheet's a little. So I will take a blacksmithing roll, please, from you.
That's a success.
Okay. So tell me what the sword would look like after you're done with it.
Because it is a very traditional thing and it's his family, you would not change anything. You'd
Okay.
clean out designs if a design has broken off. Maybe taking a rubbing of the design from one half and try and mirror it back.
Yep. Okay.
Other than that, it's been given a working polish. It's not immaculate. He's not gone to a mirror finish because that just will not last. But he's oiled it. He's rubbed the dirt. He's rubbed off the rust. It's back to a state that could now be used.
Yep. Perfect. All right. Well, as the day starts to go, the food is planned. Is there anything specific you would want to prepare for food for Genya? Anything specific that comes to mind for you? Any favorites you think you'd have that you want to force upon people?
Food wise, no. I think as far as food, her goal, she's gonna leave the cooking up to Asta and basically just provide the muscle to make a bunch of trips carrying lots of things. She's more intent on having lots of boozy options to on hand for after the food to make it a party.
Okay, perfect. All right. We'll get back to our scout, who's out grabbing a cow and a sow. With the two other people that you have with you. At some point during your journey, you also hear the sounds of... Well, give me a listen roll.
Listen roll. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. That is a. Hold on. No, it's a 52 over 25.
Okay. All right. You're not
I'm
going to
still
hear
young.
it first,
I don't
then.
listen very well.
You're good. The two people with you are scouts. We're going to choose... you have Inga and Bercy with you. Inga's definitely... I rolled a 12. She points north a little bit, and she just says, I hear something Sounds like it's having trouble breathing. Should we check it out?
Does it sound like a sow or a cow?
Sounds like a cow. Now that you hear it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then
As the
let's go check it.
As the three of you run over, it's about a 5-minute run for you. You come across a cow that is definitely like on its knees, you would be able to tell this cow is in trouble. On the side of it, it's almost like something is going wrong, and you can tell like one of the lungs is either full of fluid or air, like it's pushed out to the side of the cow, like it's a big bubble on the side of the cow. And it's just coughing up blood and something black.
Well, seeing this cow in distress, I think I would immediately take out my axe and try to put it out of its misery by cutting its throat.
Okay, you're actually going to kill the cow? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Before they can do a medicine roll, tell me what you do.
Well, I look at the cow, noticing,
Yep.
in my young brain, I don't think it's gonna survive. Why let
Yep.
it suffer?
Okay.
And then take my axe off my hip and immediately, try slitting its throat.
Perfect. You cut the lovely cow's throat. And as you do, the other two roil back, and out from like its nose, its ears, just whatever breath was left inside of this is all coming out. And you see the big bubble from the side of the cow burst as its life ends.
Hello, my baby. Hello.
That'd be from the stomach, sir.
Okay.
From the side, just pure black ichor comes out of this cow. And it is not a pleasant smell for you, sir. This smells like the bottom of the sea. Like, this is like 500-year-old rotten shellfish. Can I have a constitution roll, please?
Con 47 under 55.
And then a sanity roll, please. Oh,
That's
Okay.
a 99 over 42.
okay. Describe to me how you lose 3 sanity points from the smell.
How can someone have 42 to start with? That's crazy.
I actually had 45, so it was the 3 I lost before.
You would have got them back. You're good.
Oh, well.
And any sanity
Anyway.
you left in the 17 years skip, you got back. That was just for
Okay,
the moment.
well, okay, good. So it's still 42. Oh, no,
Yep.
it doesn't matter. I think as I take my axe across its throat, and it blows up, it kind of hits me in the back of the head because it's behind me, and the stench just wafts over me, and I immediately drop the cow, drop to my knees, and I retch. There's no way I'm keeping anything in my stomach.
Nope. The other two are doing the exact same thing because I rolled 80s for both of them for their con save. And their sanity rolls were worse. So between the three of you, whatever happened to this cow, by the time your stomachs are emptied and you get your eyesight back, you start hearing things again, the black ichor's gone. And what's left is just a patch of... There's no grass left. The dirt looks cracked. Almost like whatever happened drained the life out of the ground. And the cow There's no blood left. It looks like it was also drained completely. It almost looks like a husk.
I'm going to ask my compatriots, have you ever seen anything like this before?
What the fuck makes you think I've seen something like this before?
You've
What's
you've
that?
been
What's
out here.
this?
You've been out here
It's-
longer than I have.
Doesn't mean I've
I don't
seen
know.
something.
Well,
What the hell's that?
How was I supposed to know? That's why I asked.
Well, I'm glad you killed the thing, but... Ugh. Oh, I got a headache. What? I've never seen something... Some sort of disease? We're gonna have to tell something about this. I don't know exactly what the hell this is. Let's check the rest of the herd, see if there's anything... Percy, go talk to the... He'll just nod and he's gonna go, yeah, I'll go talk to the farmer. So as you two spread around to check the rest of the herd, give me animal handling roll, please.
Oh, let's see.
Okay,
That's a 44 over 15.
Okay. Most of the cows are scared shitless of you and run away.
Because I probably still smell like crap.
You do smell it. Between the two of you, whatever happened, the rest of the animals realize there's something wrong here and have pretty much scattered. And you're going to see the farmer, the farmer's helpers, just all start to panic and just start going. And eventually Bursty comes back. I've explained the situation to him, but no, he's never seen anything like it. He pretty much just wants us to either bury it or throw it in the sea. I don't know, what do you guys think we should do? Should we take this back to someone? Or they don't want to touch it? Yeah, like
Well,
one of them gives the sign of the cross.
And Bjorn just kind of gives him this weird look. Because he knows that that's a Christian thing and not a pagan thing, and he's still the hardcore pagan. But he's tolerating it because that's what Erik wants.
Yep.
So I think he's well. I don't know. I don't know if we should bury it because if we bury it, it might contaminate the soil, and that's what that's going to do to our crops. But if we throw it in the sea, it could contaminate the sea.
Burn it.
That's what I was just about to suggest. We should build a pyre and burn it.
Perfect. Okay. So for the next hour, you guys build a pyre and burn whatever happened to this creature. You find a cow that you actually are being used for dinner and a sow. And you start your lovely trip back to town.
And
a little less sane.
I think on the way back, he's going to try to find the nearest body of water.
Yep.
And before he gets back to the village, he is going to, kind of at least rinse off.
Okay.
If not, take a full out, scrub.
It's just the ocean. It's going to be cold. Ice cold. We're just coming off spring, so we're in spring, so it's chilly, nonetheless.
Hey, toughen up. I swam in Helsinki in the middle of winter. It can be done.
I do polar plunges here every year. I know how it feels.
You insane.
Yes. Of course. Perfect. Over the time, you hear Inga start repeating over and over and over, I know the stars are not the same above us. There's something wrong here. They shouldn't be here. Just to herself. Excellent. Back in at the town, we're back with Frank. Frank, you have a whole bunch of women around you. Let me know what you plan to do for a wedding do. What's your hairstyle, do you think? Beads, bones? What would you like to do with it? She's giving you free reign.
I mean, me being the absolute expert that I am on hair.
Yes.
I am going
I know,
to...
because we both have so much hair.
Yeah. So the bridesmaids are gonna have be put up in buns, but
Yep.
you know, those really fancy ones that swirl around and around, sort of almost turning into not quite a Marge Simpson hairdo, but they're going to be quite high.
Okay.
And the bride is getting braids, but it's just going to be as long as as however long her hair is. I'm going to assume it's long hair. It's going to be braided the whole way down.
Okay.
And the mother of the bride is going
not
to
let you touch her hair.
And he's trying to give her the Rachel and fails dismally.
Okay, give me a fast talk to see if you can touch the mother's hair.
Oh, that's a definite no. Let's see what's my fast talk. It's a 5, so let's see what I actually roll. I have rolled a 63 on a possible 5.
Okay. Come
on, you silly old wetchka. Look at how good a job I've done on the other.
My daughter might think you're good, but you are not touching my fucking hair. You hear me?
Well, you can stay looking like a silly old bat then.
I'm going to look like your ass? I'm okay with that. You ain't touching my hair, Frank.
Yes, I know I got a fine ass. Stop looking at it, you young thing. Because to him, she's probably young.
That should be close to your age by now. Yeah, maybe early 40s. Most people have children young here. Yeah, she's pretty much just like got a dagger in her hand and right at your throat. You're not touching my hair, Frank. Nope. For some reason, my daughter likes you. Doesn't mean I have to.
Well, you can go out there looking like the silliest one in the whole room. Your eyes will be on ye instead of your daughter, which is obviously what you want. You just want to get all the attention, even if it's for them to laugh at you.
So you know me that well, then. Good. Don't touch me, Frank.
Wouldn't you want to, you shriveled up prune?
From what I hear, nobody wants to touch you anyway.
Well, anyway, I'll get on to doing the hair of some decent looking things instead of this alien creature.
Yes, but coming from you, that's a compliment.
Well, if your only goal in life is to look better than a 50-year-old sailor, then obviously you've got high standards.
You've met my husband, right? Of course I have high standards.
He's a proud man of great lineage. He's killed 17 Vikings in just one trip one time, so I think you should show him appropriate respect.
I do every night.
Ugh, he very loudly shudders.
All right. Within a couple fun hours, you have the time of kind of your life with a bunch of young ladies who are itching for Frank's fingers.
Oh, Jesus, Brandon, you made that dirty.
You're welcome. You give me an old Scottish bastard, I'm making a few things you do dirty.
Okay, apparently he's just perving on these like 17-year-old girls the whole time. So you've made him into Donald Trump. Good job.
I knew that was going to happen at some point tonight. You are technically with a bunch of Vikings. We'll just go crazy uncle vibes. We'll go with that. All right. So, eventually, hairs are done. Swords polished. It's probably roughly about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, maybe 2. You start to hear signs of people slowly getting ready. The wedding's going to be for about 6 p.m. with a lovely feast at around 9. There's not a lot else going on. This is a typical Viking village, so there's fishing going on all the time, skinning going along all the time, tanning. People are making hides. People are weaving blankets, furs. There's not a lot of traditional things here because the land itself isn't like there's no forests. There's not a lot of big lumber here. Most of that had been shipped in here. But with the new land to the south, it is a easier time getting lumber with a few trips to Vinland. You haven't really done a lot of anything other than scouting missions down there on occasion. And for the most part, every time you go there are signs of local Inuit that try to kill you. So far there hasn't been a great excursion there because you pretty much have everything you need here, or the occasional trip to Iceland or elsewhere for lumber. But eventually, we have Bjorn come back with a story to tell. And as you get here, the other two with you gather a lot of people around, and especially Erik and his family. And they want to know what the hell you saw and what happened. So by now, everybody is outside listening to this tale.
Well, I will explain it exactly as it happened. And inform him that we burned, not buried, whatever was left of this cow. And so we looked around. We didn't see any other signs of it on this particular or within the livestock of this particular rancher. So just and I think Bjorn would actually probably still have a little bit on his axe, because he didn't wash his axe. He washed himself, but forgot to wash his axe. So he will actually show exactly what it was, to see if anybody else can explain it.
All right. Well, I'm pretty sure all of you don't really have any alchemy use or knowledge, I don't believe. A little bit of medicine. Frank, give me a medicine roll.
Okay, very hard to fail this, but we'll see if I can manage. 35 out of 90.
Okay. This to you is similar to maybe something you've seen in, not war wounds, but like someone who's let themselves go or didn't have like anything medical going on for a long time. This is like the black ooze you'd get from like a cancer sore, even though you don't really know what cancer is back then. This is just, it's the type of... It is what it is. It's black, it's a pus, it's ichor, but it has a different consistency that you've seen in humans. Are you going to touch it?
I think based on what you said, I think he would.
Okay. What roll do I need for that?
So as he does that, he's just going to say out loud, looks pretty much normal. Thing that happens is sometimes you just get these growths on you that turn kind of black and they kill you eventually. I suppose it affects a polar bear just the same as it affects a person.
No, this wasn't from a polar bear. This was just from a cow.
Sorry, a cow. My bad.
Yeah.
Mixed that up. Yeah, a cow.
You're good. It's got a little different consistency though, and it smells of nothing you've ever really smelled before. This is again kind of like the bottom of the ocean, so this is like almost like shellfish rot with a little bit, but it has the consistency of blood. Almost
Still
like maybe,
sounds
yeah,
like, unless my roll says something else, I feel like that still seems
Nope.
relatively
Pretty much
normal,
the same.
not unexpected.
yeah. Just like it's a different consistency than what you've seen in certain wounds. This more feels like blood than anything, but it smells completely off.
It's just congealed blood that's been building up on the side of the poor thing for a long time. It seems the farmer's been lax in his duty. Should have spotted it earlier and then taken the thing out to be burned. Somebody ought to have a word to him, but I'm no animal doctor, so I'm not the one to do it.
Well, you're the closest we got to one. You hear a couple people yell. Erik just puts his hands up and goes, well, as long as it's only the one and it's not spread to the herd. But you said it turned into a husk.
Yes.
I have no idea what the hell that means. I know what a husk is. It usually takes a long time to dry out. But if it happened in front of your eyes, I have no reason not to believe the three of you.
Technically, it was behind our backs, but same thing.
Well, I'd be for suggesting that the farmer should be going out and making sure he checks over every one of his animals to make sure this isn't spreading. If it is no spreading, then it's just be a one-off thing.
Let's hope. Erik's just going to hold up his hand and go, right. Well, this isn't going to ruin a wedding today. Thank you for your knowledge. All right, everybody, get back to what you need to do. Today's got to go perfect. Frank, I'm told you're doing hair. How's that going?
Well, I finished all the lasses except for the silly matron of the family. She drew a knife on me so she can go and get fucked. I'd like to spend a few minutes. My God, you're a pack of horny bastards on this wee island. I'd like to have
somehow.
I suppose you're right. I'd like to have a crack at the boys at some point to fix them up a little bit and get some shit happening with their beards, and so they're not looking like complete buffoons.
Well, most of the women do that for them, but if you want to go to the single useless cunts around here, by all means.
Well, I'll not be approaching anyone that knows approached.
Excellent.
I've had enough knives pulled on me today, so I'll just sit right here, relaxing, and if anyone wants me help, they can come and get it.
We don't get to do a proper pagan wedding every now and then. He kind of looks at the known Christians. So tonight's gotta, we need to show the rest of them up. So do your best. Everyone else, do your best. Get to work.
When he says that, Genya holds up a bottle of mead and says, "Yeah!" And then she goes over to Bjorn with a cup and pours some mead in the cup and smells whatever's still on his axe and chugs the cup herself and then just hands him the bottle.
Love it. You hear everybody just yell, "Skull!"
And Bjorn will tentatively do the same with the bottle, but I think what he does is we'll head towards the longhouse where I guess we call it a reception would take place after the wedding or during the wedding or whatever.
Well, it's more of a the wedding here. Pretty much after that, it's just nonstop drinking. Usually, Viking weddings last a week. So there's already been 5 days of drinking and partying leading up to today. The wedding's the end of the actual week.
Okay, so in that case, Genya's just been shit-faced this whole time then.
Okay, I'm good with that. Most here are.
I think when Genya turns her back, Bjorn is going to hand off the bottle to the closest person, and kind of like try to hide the fact that he did.
Okay.
Because I think Bjorn is going to be the quote unquote designated driver kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the responsible one. Yeah.
Okay.
Designated sailor.
Yes.
All right. Perfect. Well, as everybody goes back to what they need to do before the day's events later on tonight, we'll go for break. Perfect. All right. 6. Anyone have any comments, questions, or concerns before we go back? Other than what the hell does Brandon have planned for us?
What the hell does Brandon have planned for?
Uh-huh. You gotta,
Everything's fine, don't need to worry.
Yeah, you gotta put the weird shit in early. Yep.
So it's going to be normal from here on out, right?
Sorry, I missed you that way. Say it again.
So it's going to be normal from here on out then, right?
Sure. We got a wedding. Nothing bad can happen at a wedding, right? Not with all the Christian iconography that's been spread around. No.
Right.
You guys protect it. There definitely won't be ramifications of that. All right.
I'm just hoping that you ask us to roll spot hidden or something to find those things so that we can. There can be some consequences to that. Excellent.
I've also rolled twice to see if anyone spotted her in the act. We'll maybe find out about that too. All right. So, is there anything you guys want to do before we get to the lovely wedding ceremony?
Well, I think Bjorn would head back to the rancher and make sure that he does the thorough check of its livestock before.
That's pretty much what he was in the middle of doing when you left. If you want to still double check that he did and find anything out, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Let me bring up my list of firearms. All right, we are in the eastern. All right. The farming land that you're at is Einar's Ford. It's a small farming fjord. The ruler is Einar the Broad-Backed. He's quiet, insular, deeply superstitious. He has a whole bunch of runes all over the outside of his buildings. And as you are up there, he has with him, who you would know over time, is Solveig the Root Witch. Trying to ascertain if this is something that happened from what he's eating, or if it was the atmosphere. Einar's going to look at you and go, Bjorn, why are you back? I told you I'd look at everything.
I just wanted to make sure everything was okay.
I already... Fine. Told Beinart that you don't need to come back, but that's fine. Tell Erik there's nothing else going on here. Whatever you guys just found, I have no proof other than what we saw before we burned the body. Solveig here thinks it was brought by birds. Right? Einar's just gonna look and go, something that rotten usually comes from the sky. Maybe they picked it up north. It could be from the inhabitants up there. You would know that there is like a small Inuit community to the north. They live like in the mountains and they don't really come down here that much because they and Erik do not get along. They usually try to kill each other on sight. It's not a big community, but they were technically here first. And they kind of have a working relationship. You leave us alone, we leave them alone.
So Bjorn would take his axe, and it's still on his axe. So he would say, "Would this help determine where it originated?" And he will show them the axe.
Solveig's gonna like dip a finger in and like taste it and then spit it out and go, ugh, rotten. It doesn't smell, it smells like the sea. Why haven't you cleaned that?
I am making sure everybody gets all the information, and then I will, because this stuff disappeared from the ground and from the cow. I want to make sure everything is known.
She's gonna flick your axe. And you know the sound of good cold hard iron? It's got a ringing sound to it. This is a thunk. I think it's eating your axe.
Then Bjorn would run to the nearest trough and immediately scrub it.
There's a hole right through it.
Oh,
Looks like it's instantly been rusted for like a year's worth of rust just sitting there. That ain't normal.
I would say not.
But you learned something today.
I now have to go get my axe repaired.
Yeah.
Well, again, report to...
I will. He just puts up his hand and goes, don't you have somewhere to be today? Give our best to the bride. We don't care about the groom. Yener goes, just,
Fine.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
And I guess Bjorn will, with that, turn around and walk back to the village.
Perfect. Bjorn. Eventually, Bjorn walks in and shows you a very, very rusted axe.
Would you be able to repair this for me?
And get us of a grow and as Bjorn has just finished getting himself clean, and he's clean. He's been spending all day on this, and you've just brought him more work. I'll have a look at it, but don't expect anything until after the wedding, lad.
Yeah.
Well, yes, I was not expecting you to immediately repair it. I know we have more pressing engagements, so it is fine.
Give me a straight arts and crafts roll, please, Bjorn, to see if you can immediately tell whether this is salvageable or not. Sorry, blacksmithing roll.
That's a regular success.
Okay. This is now useless, and you may as well just give him another one. It'll be quicker and faster and easier.
It's definitely his first comments before he's actually taken a look at it. And he's like, give it a sort of look at it, give it a look over. Maybe rest it against the anvil and just tap it with a bit of iron, see how it rings.
There's no ring. It is a solid thunk, and it cracks in half from a light tap. If he used this in battle, it would have been useless. It's pretty much scrap metal.
Yeah, tell you what. For the what remains of your axe, I'll and of some money, of course. I'll give you a new one. Here and now. I should have an old one somewhere on the back. It'll disappear into his spares.
Little armory. Yep.
Given the small amount of iron he gets up here, it is a small armory.
Yep.
And he hands you a very much not ornate axe, similar in style to what you just had, but looks like it'd be probably better off for cutting wood than. I'll try and make you something a bit better than that. Are you over?
Well, yes, thank you, good sir. How much do I owe you?
Money around here is a little different. It would be more barter or favor.
We'll work that out later.
That sounds good, sir.
And it'll chuck the remains of your old axe into a corner that is also just full of scrapped iron and offcuts.
Yep. You would be able to tell with that roll that is definitely just trash. Whatever happened to that piece of metal, you wouldn't want any impurities in anything you create, and that would be full of impurities if you used any of it. But you've never seen anything like the coloring before.
In which case, it's probably... What are they called? For actually making, rubber and iron together, they'd make, a small chimney thing.
Yep.
You'd probably put it to the side for that.
Okay.
And, properly needs reworking. The hell did you do to this? This is... As he takes a closer look at the remains... Where did you leave this?
It was from the cow. I slit its throat and it got all over it. I wanted to make sure people had all the information, so I left it on my axe to show people, not knowing it was doing this to it.
Oh. Thanks for the heads up. Remind me to avoid the beef later.
Just waiting for someone to say that. Perfect. All right. Well, speaking of beef, it is currently roasting for a few quiet hours. It got here quick. So it's going to be roasting over the open fire that's currently bellowing inside the lovely hut. Being turned ever so slowly by Genya. Genya, you have been tasked for the next 2 to 3 hours, sitting in a chair, slowly rotating a cow.
Oh, she hates that.
Well, all around you, people start coming in, they're drinking, they're telling stories, and eventually your brother shows up little under armored. You see a few people. I don't know. I'm assuming most of you all know each other by now. Skelli is up near the main table with Leif and all of the Eriksons. Frank is being dotted on by everyone who's seen his lovely work and trying to figure out how someone so ugly who can do such beautiful work with his hands. And I will take spot hiddens from everyone except for Skelli to see if you can see anything weird around here. I need a hard success because she rolled quite well.
Oof. I only got a regular success only.
Okay.
Yeah, I failed bad.
Okay. Anyone get a hard success? Perfect.
Suckers.
There's a few people that point out going, what the fuck is that? There's a few that are noticing a few things that are a little weird around here. And eventually you just get a little tap on the shoulder, Skelli, and a look from Leif, and he just like shakes his head and goes, I know you're writing. It's not great. We're gonna have to get Father Adam to maybe teach you to do better Latin. That is horrible. I saw you do it. That's the funny part. I just let you. Why did I let you? This is Father's place.
Because you like me. And I'm charming.
You keep saying that. I'm still waiting for the day it happens, though. You're good at certain things. I'll give you that.
Thanks.
But if my father finds out, let's just not say you were here at the time.
You never saw me.
Because that face, I think even he would... I don't know. Mother, on the other hand, I think would get a kick out of it, so I'm kind of curious as to see what happens today. I'm hoping Father drinks himself into stupor before the end of the wedding, but I highly doubt it. His constitution is quite high. Just
I mean, we can certainly try to help him with that.
try to do it other places, not here, not today. Pissing off a lot of people in here. I've said it before. Things are tight around here. We gotta be careful. We gotta be quiet.
I didn't make a peep.
Yes. But your writing is louder than words.
Okay, I'll quiet down my pen.
I'll give you one extra day of Latin chores because of it.
Well, shit.
Plus, Father Adam's been asking about you. He says your lessons need to continue.
Whatever.
I hope he doesn't show it today. He said he wouldn't, but you never know.
I hope not to. I don't want to do lessons right now.
No, I don't want him to start spreading heresy, but he's good at that. But anyway, wedding soon. So sit, drink, eat, and try and stay out of trouble.
No guarantees.
My sister has her eye on you, by the way. And if you look over, Freya's just been staring at the two of you. Not in that way.
Oh. Skelli like gives a little finger wave, like, hello.
Freya starts sharpening her dagger. Loudly. See, like I said, she doesn't like you.
Yeah, feelings mutual. What can I say?
Just try not to pick another fight with her. You've got enough scars.
I won't.
Anyway,
I mean, maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
yes. Well, I know you haven't really wanted to bother being here for some of these weddings, but today's a special day, so try to behave.
Okay.
Frank, you're surrounded by grannies and probably 20 women trying to figure out why you're good at what you're doing and wondering if you're going to be staying much longer here or if you're going to, just cut and run. Enjoy the pun.
Indeed, I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Well,
where'd you learn your trade, Frank?
Oh, just done over the years. I wasn't in no good with an axe or a sword or anything, so I just had to go and find something else to do. And one day I was just cutting my hair, and somebody said I'd done a good job, and so then I did their hair, and it just all flowed on from there.
Well, whatever it is, you got magic fingers. That's really the only magic thing about you, but your fingers are great.
Well, I'm even better at cutting open the inside here, if you... And he winks at her.
Alright.
Since you turned him into a lecherous old bastard.
Why not? I'm sure you would have got there yourself, sir.
It wasn't my plan, but it's okay. I'll run with it.
You're old and you're Scottish, and you are youth. So yeah, women definitely like you. I think it's probably the Scottish accent. Yeah,
totally. Everyone knows it's the hottest accent for sure.
It's a good one. If you can understand it. But eventually,
I'm trying to make him really hard to understand. Job, I need to get more north.
Let's just say, those who have spent a lot of time in Iceland, Scots do kind of come over there like this time of the calendar year, I should say. Scottish then is a little different. Yeah, they're a lot different. They're more. They're not like the traditional Scots that you know about. But yeah, I haven't actually researched more for the Isle of Skye where you are, but I will. Okay. Well, eventually, the day goes on. A lot of people are in the middle of covering up some of the Christian iconography that they now have spotted. Erik has gone over and is trying to figure out who and what did that. But thankfully, I rolled terrible for him earlier. And he hasn't learned a thing. Not yet.
Skelly's just in the corner, kind of laughing, giving like a wry smile.
He has sent one of his other sons, Thorstein, with some pretty much just like small little coverings, like put feathers over it or stuff like that. Make it a little more pagan in here. But eventually, we come to the wedding ceremony. The wedding of Beinar Harfaldson and Theron Jornesdottir. And as everybody sits down, gets ready for the wedding, with the smell of a cow cooking that's slowly still being turned by Genya. Gather close, kin and hearthfolk, and steel your voices. We stand within sacred bounds, where words bind together tighter than iron, and the gods listen more closely than men. Frigg, Allmother, wife of Odin, keeper of vows and weaver of fate, we call to you. You, who know all things yet speak only what must be spoken, look kindly upon this union. She grabs a ceremonial knife, walks over to the hearth and cuts the throat of a sow. She then dribbles the blood over the statues of the gods, then over her forehead, before dripping twigs into the blood and covering the couple. We give this offering not in bargain, but in honor, Accept it, Frigg, and bless this bond with patience, wisdom, and the strength that lasts beyond the first fire of passion. Einar. Theodred, step forward. Marriage is not a moment. It is a weaving. Each word you speak today is a thread, and Frigg alone sees how they will lie in the years to come. Choose your threads well. Before gods and kin, do you swear to share hearth and burden, to speak truth within your hall, to guard one another's names, and to stand fast when fate turns against you? Both of them nod. Then let your hands be bound, as your lives are now bound, not in chains, but in trust. Frigg bless this hearth. Frigg bless the children yet unspoken. Frigg bless the silence between words, where true loyalty lies. By witness of king and will of the gods, this union is woven. Let the offering stand. Let the horn be shared. The marriage is made. Erik then stands up, visually drunk, swaying on his feet. And if either of you fail your oaths to each other, may mighty Thor take your head. And if he doesn't, I will. Picks up his lovely horn and yells, "Skull!" Everybody yells, "Skull!" which means drink. And everybody drinks. Music starts to play. The couple is married. What does Skelli think of a pagan wedding? As everybody starts to dance around, drink, and be merry. And finally, you can also stop spinning the cow because it is time to eat it.
Skelly kind of amidst the frivolities of the wedding, she kind of sneaks out and like rolls her eyes like fucking animals, and she like just leaves. She leaves the thing and goes out and is just finding something else to do around the village where she doesn't have to be around all the pagan wild ass people.
Excellent. You would notice near the church, because probably you would have started walking over there, there's a few people that didn't want to be part of the actual marriage ceremony. They're like dressed like they might go to the reception in an hour or two. But you notice there's at least 20 people in there, surrounded by Father Adam and the boy, and he's been giving them some sort of encouragement or something in Latin. Can I have a listen roll, please? Would you go in, or would you listen to what he's saying first?
I'd probably listen first, and oh no, I got a 62 over 60.
You can spend some luck if you'd like to get a normal success.
Yeah, I'll spend 2 luck.
Perfect. It's a generic prayer as you get close.
Can I just interrupt and just warn people who haven't played this before? Brandon wants you to use your luck, so don't let him bully you into it.
That's fair.
I've never done this before, but yes, he's right.
We know you.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. This, you would know, is one of the few that he likes to say. This is a prayer for protection. Normally it's said often before like travel, sea voyages, or just something. But it's also a prayer against others who would, as he says, go against the one true God. Lord God Almighty, who watches when we wake and when we sleep, stretch forth thy hand in thy servant. Turn away the snares of the enemy. Still the terrors of night, and keep us far from all harm of body and soul. Let thy angels stand guard around us, that we may rise in safety and give thanks to thy name. Through the Christ our Lord, amen. Everybody else says amen. You would know that this is what he says when other things are going on in the village that most Christians don't want to be part of. So this is almost a prayer for the battle to eventually come.
Gotcha. Yeah, Skelli will walk in and she'll say, Amen. Well, I can tell you that their animalistic ritual is completed, and now they're just continuing on their drunken ways, spinning meat, and I couldn't take it anymore, so.
As they do, child. As they do. Are you here for a lesson?
Well, yeah, Leif said I had to come for some more lessons, so I guess so. Why not? I'm here.
Well, I have taught him most of what I know. He could give you the lesson at some point in time, but if you would like one. Please.
Oh, that asshole. He said I had to come to you.
No, I think he just enjoys you coming to me, too. I think your presence sometimes startles him from time to time.
Good.
You
All
would
right.
know, every now and then he pulls out a book. It's the only book in the village, because books here are, writing is either on sticks or stone. He has a copy of the Latin Vulgate Bible. This is a big book back in the day. This probably weighs 40 pounds. Parchment and ink is extremely rare. And you would know that he is a good fisherman who goes out and comes back with mostly octopus just so he can extract the ink. He is very good at that. Eerily good. And eventually, it is all in Latin. No one else can read it. Leif knows some. He's slowly been trying to teach people Latin, but it's not really taking. It's a language that you have to learn when you were young. How much time do you think you would have spent listening or learning to understand Latin?
Yeah, I think, learning for Skelli, like learning and observing and reading, and that's a big deal to her. So she probably would have spent quite a long time learning that.
Okay. Did you by chance put any points in other languages?
Very few.
Okay.
But some.
Give me just a straight religion roll then.
That is almost an extreme success. A hard success of
Success. Okay.
15 out of 55.
15 out of 55. Okay. He pretty much is going to hand you the Latin Vulgate, which you haven't really seen him to give to anyone other than the boy, who's sitting in a corner, now 10 years old. And he's pretty much just almost like a normal priest aide. He's just standing there waiting to be told what to do. And as he hands you the book, you almost get the sense that the boy wants to intervene. Because he's been the only other one to be able to touch it. And there's a little jealousy there. But quick, like he's hiding it well. And over the next couple hours, you slowly learn to read the book. But with a normal success, you're getting there. The rest of you, what are you doing after the lovely wedding is over and the feast commences?
Well, Genya burnt the beef.
Yes.
And I think it was because Bjorn went over with a flagon of mead and gave it to her.
Okay.
And instead of turning she was drinking the mead and it burned the beef.
I also would have noticed when Bjorn came over, she would have stopped for a second and said, "Brother!" and then noticed that his axe was different.
Okay.
What happened to your weapon?
Well, the whatever came out of that cow did a number on my old axe. It actually made it very brittle and put a hole in it.
It ate through the metal?
Yes, these high quality steel was like the peat, shall we say.
Wow. Did it get on you too? And she's gonna start looking you over and like patting you down, like.
Sis, I am fine. I washed it off myself. I didn't wash it off my axe. That is the problem.
Were there more of those, or just the one?
As far as I know, and I did go back and check with the rancher, he said that was the only one in his herd.
Did it look like a normal cow? Is this one of the cows? And then she's going to look back and then realize that she hasn't been turning the spit. And
You're
just
good now.
like...
You can stop.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, it is one of the cows.
I don't think we should eat this.
Well,
lots of people
I don't
are
think we
dying.
should. Well, maybe we should inform Erik that of your concern.
Well, I mean, I have spent all this time
Smells
turning it,
good. Looks
and
normal.
it smells fine. But yeah, maybe if that was the only one, but we'll just keep an eye on everybody, and if they start sprouting holes like your axe, then we'll just leave.
Mm-hmm.
The cow was not a holy cow. It more like the insides were wanting to come to the outside.
Ew.
Yes.
Okay.
So if we noticed, and he looks around, and Vikings weren't very small people as far as rotundness. So if we can tell if anybody starts getting bigger around, that might be a problem.
Like weird bulges in places.
Yes, because that is
Okay.
what happened to this cow. So
Okay, then we kill them. Understood.
well, I would be careful.
Okay.
Can I have a listen
Oh, you
roll from
deadly
the other
ill?
three? Sorry. Can I have a...
Oh,
sorry,
you deadly
I'll take
ill? Sorry, go on.
You're good. Nope.
Just dumb
you're good.
joke.
If you... No, I was going to say if you wanted to walk up and ask them that if you heard, by all means.
Oh no, this would be an out of character dumb joke.
Oh, okay, you're good then.
Are you deadly ill, or are you just happy to see us?
No. Love it.
I was waiting
I got
for
a
somebody
regular
to-
success.
Okay. I'll say from where you are, you probably heard that entire conversation, yes, because you're probably getting food. But as darkness fades, the dancing starts to slow. You all hear Erik the Red stand up. So after a couple hours, Skelli, do you think you would have came back, or are you staying in the church?
Yeah, she would have read until she was just like, I can't, I've got to get up and move around. So she probably would have come back just to see the shit show that had become
Okay.
the wedding.
Okay, perfect. So, usually most celebrations and feasts get cut off around like 9 or 10 o'clock, even though there's no clocks here, because farming starts early. Most people here are starting to fade. It's been a long day. There's been a lot of weird things happening, and it's a wedding. It takes up a lot. Erik the Red stands up, slurring. Oh, tomorrow is the 1st of May. A day when the frost is gone and the roots are loose to till. By Odin's hands, the winds will be calm, when the sun will be high. Let today stand as a reminder for those who have forsaken their ancestors' oaths. We did not survive this far in the north by kneeling to foreign gods, or forgetting the names that kept us alive. If any of you disagree, then challenge me here and now. Can I have a listen roar? Listen, please, from everybody.
Oh, what is 000?
That's a critical
It's
fail.
100.
That's not
That's what I got.
Okay.
I got a regular success.
Okay.
I
I
roll
feel
like 80s and 90s on everything.
You're playing the wrong game.
I know.
Yep. Okay. All right.
You gotta put away your D&D dice.
I know.
Our regular successes, our critical fail, you probably you're staring, you're not paying attention to really anything. You're probably seething more than anything at what he just said.
Yeah.
For a normal success, you first hear the screaming from outside before you hear a massive roar. Then you hear the clatter of weapons and shouts from outside. And something massive smashes into the side of the building. You see blood spray through the graps. The fire
The
in the
instant
hearth
Frank heard
flickers.
the noise, he
Yep.
would have yelled out, "The Christians are coming!"
The answer is going to be the Christians are already inside with you. The fire in the hearth flickers and then it starts to get cold. Almost as if a cold snap just hit. That same keening sound you heard 17 years ago starts to come from all sides. Then another massive smash and the door starts to give. Shouts are then heard from Erik telling everyone what to do. Shields, spears are grabbed. Swords leave their scabbards. The women and children scatter to the back door. And with a third crash and bones crunch, at the front of the door, you hear labored breathing. Something growling. And as the doors part, you see a polar bear, covered in barnacles, black blood gushing from a dozen wounds. And next session, we'll fight it. Dun dun dun.